chosen one. Do you feel that? That pull in your spirit, that trembling in the quiet places of your chest, that subtle tightening in your breath as if something sacred is trying to speak your real name. I was not supposed to release this yet, but heaven stopped me, and the whisper came so clearly it shook my own bones. Speak now. Someone needs this before this night ends. Someone whose spirit has been pacing, whose heart has been clenching and unclenching like a signal light flickering in the dark. Someone who has been noticing signs they can no longer explain away. And if your eyes are on this message right now, it's because that someone is you. Chosen one, don't ignore this sign. It appeared for you. There has been a stirring around you, a pressure that refuses to let you rest. And heaven has been watching you pretend you don't feel it. You scroll, you distract yourself, you push it down, but something inside you keeps rising like water, finding a crack. Your soul's been whispering louder than your thoughts. Your breath has been shifting on its own. Your sleep has been strange. Your emotions have been unpredictable. Something has been pressing against your spirit, and you can't explain why. Stay with me. Breathe in. Now hold that for one moment, and let it go slowly, because what I'm about to tell you is not random, and your spirit already knows it. You weren't supposed to pass this message. You weren't supposed to scroll away. Heaven orchestrated this moment with precision. If you're still listening, it's because something in the spiritual realm is unfolding around your life, and a sign has already appeared near you. Quiet, subtle, but impossible to erase from your spirit. I don't know the form it took. A dream, a repeated number, a sudden shift in the air, a strange heaviness in a room you used to feel comfortable in, a name you keep hearing, a thought you didn't think, a light flicker, a sudden warmth. But whatever it wasn't just a coincidence. It was intentional. It was heaven tapping your shoulder. And you felt it, didn't you? Chosen one. Have you noticed how everything feels louder inside you lately? How your chest tightens at random moments as if invisible hands are trying to pull something up from deep inside your spirit? How your surroundings feel different? How certain people suddenly drain you? How you wake up tired even after you sleep? You say nothing, but your spirit has been pacing in circles. You've been breathing a little heavier, not from fear, but from awakening. Your intuition has sharpened without your permission. Your dreams have grown vivid. Your heart feels like it's carrying too much, and yet it refuses to break. You've been withdrawing from crowds, feeling misaligned with old conversations, sensing energies before they even enter the room. And people see you functioning, but they don't see the tremble behind your ribs, the pressure behind your eyes, the strange stillness in your soul. Your body has been speaking for you. Warm hands, cold shivers, heaviness in your chest, sudden breath drops, goosebumps moving like waves across your arms. Your emotions have been whispering truths you've been trying to avoid. Exhaustion, disconnection, loneliness in crowded spaces. Your relationships have been shifting. Distance without conflict, betrayal without warning, misunderstandings without intent. And your life feels as if it has slowed to a crawl, like God is pulling your spirit back to prepare you for something you cannot see yet. Listen closely. This isn't happening to you. It's happening for you. You're not imagining the signs. You're not overthinking. You're not dramatic. You're not unstable. Heaven has been whispering through your discomfort. In this very moment, God is reshaping the atmosphere around your life. Even in the places where nothing seems to be moving, the stillness is a sign. The tension is a sign. The dreams are a sign. The withdrawal is a sign. Something sacred is shifting. Lean in for a moment. Your spirit needs to hear this part. There is a reason why this season feels heavier than the rest, why the nights feel longer, why the silence feels louder, why the air feels thicker around you. Something has moved in the spiritual realm, something that concerns your next chapter, something you were chosen for long before you were born. You've stepped into a moment heaven has been preparing you for quietly, privately, beneath the surface of your ordinary days. And because you crossed into this moment, the sign appeared near you to get your attention. You sensed it. You brushed it off, but you felt the pulse of it in your chest. Your atmosphere has been changing. The battle intensified because your breakthrough drew closer. The pressure increased because your spirit is entering alignment. Something sacred is opening around you. Something prophetic has been released into your path. You can feel it tugging at your ribs, vibrating through your breath, humming in the palms of your hands. You keep asking what is happening, why everything feels strange, why you feel watched. Not by people, but by heaven. And if your chest is warming right now, if your breathing is deepening even as you listen, if your eyes feel a little heavier, but your spirit feels a little more awake, then you already know this message is speaking directly to you. Let me speak to the part of you that's been hiding, the part that's been carrying the questions you never dared to say out loud, the part that knows you've been sensing something but you didn't know how to describe it, the part that has been waiting for confirmation that you're not losing your mind, you're being called, you're being awakened, you're being positioned. And heaven brought you here to acknowledge what has been stirring within you. Because you are not here by accident. You didn't stumble into this moment. Something sacred is unfolding for you right now, something that will explain why your spirit has been trembling. Chosen one, pay attention. What comes next will confirm everything. And if your spirit is resonating, if you feel that pull in your chest, type 999 in the comments as your sign of agreement. Chosen one, I see you, not as a stranger across a screen, but as the one who has been carrying more than you say aloud, the one whose silence contains whole sermons. Put your hand where your heart aches for a moment and feel the truth there. Feel how your chest keeps a private ledger of battles no one else can read. You have been walking with a small, stubborn sorrow that wears polite clothes so others won't notice. You have been smiling while your spirit rehearses departures. I can feel the weight behind your eyes, as if they are holding back a river. Let your breath find me. Breathe in, hold, let it go. Let those hidden things settle into the safety of this moment, because I'm going to name them the way heaven sees them. There are things you hide even from yourself, because vulnerability felt like danger once. You have learned to tuck away the trembling hands, the midnight questions, the sudden heat behind your ribs that comes when a dream touches something real. You have sat in rooms full of voices and felt unseen, like a lamp covered by a thin cloth, light there but muffled. You have spoken and watched your words rearranged by other people's assumptions. You have given deeply and been repaid with suspicion. You have poured love into marriages, families, friendships, work, and many of those cups returned to you empty. You carried loyalty like armor, and that armor became a target instead of protection. You know the strange loneliness I mean, the kind that arrives even when the house is full, the kind that makes you step outside in the rain just so the noise of water will drown the mutter of your mind. You feel isolation not as punishment, but as a necessary refinement. You have been learning a different language, one of signs, stillness, and small sacred nudges, and when you try to translate it into ordinary talk, it falls flat. Others call you dramatic, sensitive, or odd, but heaven calls you chosen. The things that made you feel like an outsider were not flaws. They were secret markings placed there long before you could understand them. There are nights when exhaustion takes more than your energy. It takes your voice. You go to bed with a list of undone kindnesses and wake with new burdens. Your spirit has been running when the rest of you begged for sleep. You've become adept at functioning with a heart that's been stretched beyond what you thought possible. Your eyes are tired in a new way, stories written there without a single word spoken. Your hands sometimes shake when you reach for the cup, not from weakness, but from bearing more than muscle can carry. You keep moving because some unseen part of you knows the work is not yet done. And the spiritual sensitivity you carry is a gift that has looked like a curse. You feel energy shifts before a conversation begins. You sense the atmosphere of a place like a weather vane catches wind. Dreams have visited you with urgent images. A door half open, a child running toward a light, a crown appearing then vanishing. You have woken with messages pressed behind your teeth, unable to speak them into daylight because you feared being misunderstood. You've been mocked for the prophetic impressions that visit you, yet those impressions are the map God is drawing for your feet. You have been hearing whispers in the spaces between thoughts, and though you were tempted to ignore them, they insist. The ones closest to you sometimes wound you the deepest. The person you loved most may have been the one who walked away without explanation. The one you supported when they fell may have been the one to stab the path behind you. Loyalty became a vulnerability when others could not bear the light you carried. You have been betrayed in ways that no one else would understand because they do not carry the same assignment. Your heart holds scars that the world cannot see, and in those scars, heaven has been writing a destiny. But hear me, this is not abnormal. This is not a brokenness to hide forever. This is a sign. The strange life you have been living, the isolation, the exhaustion, the vivid dreams, the misread intentions are not mistakes. They are marks of being set apart. You were never strange, you were set apart. Your solitude was not a sentence, it was a school. The doors that shut were not rejections, they were strategic closures to keep you safe until the right doors align. The nights of loneliness were not neglect. They were a secret rehearsal for your public rise. The pain was never wasted. It has been forming you like a potter shapes clay with steady, unseen hands. Look with me for a moment at the motifs heaven uses. Think of Joseph, hidden, betrayed, sold, forgotten, only to be lifted when the time was right. Think of David, alone in caves and fields, anointed long before he was crowned. Think of Moses, placed in secret, prepared in silence for a mission that would change a nation. These are not mere stories, they are templates for how God moves in the quiet. Your life carries these patterns because heaven does not always reveal its plans at once. The strongest pieces are often forged under pressure, away from the applause. And angels have been present in ways you have not named. Michael stood at the edge of your night when your mind threatened to collapse. He intercepted blows that never struck your skin but tried to wound your spirit. Gabriel leaned close to your dreams and dropped instructions like seeds. Raphael laid gentle hands on the parts of you that felt broken beyond repair. They are not distant images, they are active presence. Feel a warmth like a small hand on your shoulder. It is not imagination, it is protection, it is appointment. You may believe the world has forgotten you, but there is an exchange happening. What you have lost in the visible world, heaven has been repaying in the invisible. Your delays are a preparation. Your loneliness is a refining. The misunderstandings are sifting the people who will stand with you when the time comes. The betrayals have pried you away from the wrong alliances, steering your life toward true covering. Do not dismiss the pattern. Do not blame yourself for becoming more sensitive. Do not think that the heaviness means you have failed. It means you are being prepared. Something inside you is coming awake to this truth, and with that awakening comes a choice: to shrink back and hide your light, or to receive the understanding that your hardship was a form of divine training. You are not condemned to repeat the cycles of pain. You are being repositioned by the hand that knows the end from the beginning. Feel the shift begin to hum beneath your ribs. There is a small stirring, like a bird testing the air. And now, because your spirit is beginning to recognize what heaven has been doing, your path will tilt. The air that felt thick will begin to thin. The fog that clouded your decisions will start to clear. You will see the first small doors crack open, some barely, just enough for your foot to find purchase. This is a gentle lifting, not a sudden overturning. It will come with a sacred rhythm, one step, one breath, one confirmation at a time. Let that thought rest in you a moment. Breathe in, hold, and release. Let the recognition settle like a quiet rain that makes the soil ready. You are not forgotten. You are not abandoned. You are being formed. And as your understanding deepens, you will rise into the spiritual shift that has been quietly aligning itself around you. Now let your spirit be ready. What I have spoken is the name of your experience. Receive it, and your next breath will carry you forward. Chosen one, something is shifting around you right now. Even as you sit here, even as your breath settles into a slower rhythm, even as your spirit begins to lift its head like it is remembering a forgotten language, there is movement in the unseen. You can feel it, can't you? That subtle rise in your chest, that quiet sense of rearranging inside your bones, that gentle alertness that wasn't there a moment ago. Heaven is moving on your behalf in this very moment. The atmosphere around your life is changing, not tomorrow, not next month, now. There is a divine rearrangement happening even as you listen. Pause, breathe in, hold, let it go. Let your spirit recognize the shift it already feels. There is a warmth forming at the base of your spine, a slow unfurling of energy in your chest, a sensation like someone has placed a hand between your shoulders and is guiding you forward without force. Your breath is deepening, not because you're trying, but because something heavy inside you is loosening its grip. The fog that has hovered in your mind for weeks is thinning. The air feels clearer. The noise in your thoughts is softening. You might feel chills or a slight pressure on your arms, or a warmth in your palms as if light is gathering there. Your awareness feels sharper, like your spirit just stepped into a brighter room. These are not emotional coincidences, they are spiritual signals. Your body is reacting because your spirit is awakening. The deep fatigue, the pressure, the confusion, they weren't signs of your downfall. They were contractions of transformation. And now, as the shift unfolds, heaven is confirming what your heart has been whispering for months. You are stepping into a new season. You have crossed a spiritual threshold. And once a threshold is crossed, it cannot be undone. This shift is not emotional, it is spiritual. This is not imagination, it is intervention. Heaven has initiated a transition you cannot reverse, cannot sabotage, cannot delay. You are being lifted, positioned, and aligned with a precision that human hands could not orchestrate. Your delay was not denial, it was timing. Your waiting was not waste, it was preparation. God withheld things until your spirit could carry them without breaking. The silence was His shielding. The closed doors were His protection. The loneliness was His refinement. Something sacred has been completed in you, and because of that, the shift has begun. God has finished a work in you privately, and now the next chapter has to unfold. You survived fires that would have destroyed others. You outlasted storms meant to drown you. You grew in places where most people collapse. You held on to faith when your hands were shaking. You cried through battles you didn't understand, but still you stood. And heaven has decided the season of hiddenness is ending. Listen to me carefully. There is meaning behind everything shifting around you. Your delays, protection from premature exposure. Your isolation, training for authority. Your heartbreak, pruning for true alignment. Your confusion, the final layer before clarity. Something has been rearranged in the spiritual realm, and angels are already moving. Michael is clearing the path before you, cutting away obstacles, breaking invisible chains, severing soul ties you didn't have the strength to cut yourself. Gabriel is releasing instructions, subtle impressions that guide your next decision, nudges that feel like instinct, but are messages from heaven. Raphael is restoring what broke inside you, the wounds in your heart, the disappointments in your spirit, the fractures in your hope. You are surrounded, chosen one. You are not walking into this shift alone. Feel it now, the lifting, Feel how the tightness in your chest begins to ease. Feel how your breath settles deeper. Feel how your shoulders drop as if a burden has been removed. This is what divine intervention feels like when it touches the human body. Warmth spreading, breath deepening, thoughts clearing, spirit rising. This is the sensation of heaven working. It feels like dawn breaking after a long night. Soft at first, almost unnoticeable, then undeniable. It feels like the stillness before rain, the air heavy with promise. It feels like a door opening somewhere behind you, even if you cannot see it. Wings are unfolding around your life. Light is gathering at your feet like water following the shape of your destiny. Behold, God says, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs forth. Do you not perceive it? Isaiah 43:19 is no longer a verse to you. It is an event unfolding in your own atmosphere. And Gabriel whispers even now, do not fear the shift. It is alignment. This shift is not against you. It is for you. You're not losing. You're transitioning. You're not being stripped. You're being lifted. What left your life was not for the next chapter. What stayed is meant to grow with you. What broke was not your identity. It was your old form. Your spirit is being positioned correctly. Feel that truth settle into your ribs. Feel how your spine straightens as if something inside you recognizes authority. Feel how your breathing expands as if your lungs just remembered they were made for freedom. You are stepping into alignment with what heaven has always written about you. The earth is adjusting to your presence. The spiritual realm is adjusting to your calling. The air is adjusting to your voice. As heaven repositions you, you may sense resistance, but do not misinterpret it. With every divine shift comes spiritual friction, not because you're failing, but because you're rising. And anything that rises meets pressure. The pressure is not evidence of defeat, it is evidence of ascension. Now that the shift has begun, your spirit will no longer tolerate what drains it. Your soul will no longer cling to what hinders it. Your path will no longer bend to fit other people's expectations. You are entering the realm of authenticity, authority, and clarity. And because of that, the atmosphere around you will react. Breathe. Breathe again. Feel the alignment settling deeper with each inhale. There is something important you need to understand, and it will prepare your spirit for what comes next. Every shift attracts resistance. Every elevation attracts warfare. Every awakening draws attention in the unseen realm. And because heaven is moving you forward, something else has begun to move against you. As this divine shift unfolds around your life, as the new season opens its gates, as your spirit rises into its rightful stature, there is something else you must become aware of. The resistance you've been feeling, the sudden pressure, the strange heaviness, the unexpected tension. It has a reason, and you need to understand what stands behind it. Chosen one, listen closely now, because with every divine shift comes a battle. And what you are feeling is not the beginning. It is the final stretch of that battle. When you're ready, I will take you there. Listen, chosen one, the battle around you has intensified for a reason. You have felt it, those sudden waves of heaviness hitting your chest without warning, the strange anxiety that seems to come out of nowhere, the pressure behind your eyes, the spiritual noise that rises just when you try to rest. Hell has been louder because heaven is closer. The warfare you feel is not random, it is strategic. You are standing in the final stretch of a long spiritual war, and the enemy has sensed what you have not fully grasped yet. You are crossing a threshold. Breathe in, hold, let it go. You're still here, and that alone is proof of your calling. You've been wondering why your mind has felt crowded even on quiet days. Why thoughts that aren't yours whisper fears into your spirit. Why shadows seem to linger at the edges of your dreams. This is not your imagination, it is resistance. The sudden panic that catches you mid-breath, the confusion that rolls over you like a fog, the heaviness that sits on your chest just before dawn. These are not signs of weakness, but signs of nearness. The enemy attacks most fiercely what heaven is about to elevate. And the battle has not only been inside you. People around you have shifted in strange ways. Someone who once smiled at you turned cold overnight. A friend whose loyalty you counted on suddenly distanced themselves. Conversations twisted, intentions misread, words thrown at you without cause. Gossip rising from places you poured your heart into. You have felt betrayed by hands you once trusted. You have watched plans collapse that seemed so certain just a moment before. Opportunities that looked solid suddenly dissolved. Stability cracked. Familiar things grew chaotic. Even your sleep has been invaded. Dreams became strange. Places you haven't thought about in years resurfaced. Figures you never met appeared with messages you couldn't decode. You felt something watching you, not with fear, but with intensity. Your breath tightened when you tried to rest. You woke in the night with your heart racing, though the room was silent. These were not accidents. They were spiritual signals that you are nearing a breakthrough so significant that the pressure had to increase before release. But hear me now, this attack is proof of your anointing. The enemy only fights what heaven is preparing to crown. The closer you get to your calling, the louder the opposition becomes. Hell attacks what heaven protects. The battle is not evidence of your failure, it is evidence of your importance. You are not weak, you are forged. You were built for this fight in ways you do not yet fully comprehend. Your spirit is older than your wounds. Your resilience is greater than the blows you've taken. You have walked through fire without smelling like smoke. You have survived betrayals that would have crushed others. You have stood alone in battles meant to break you. You don't even realize how powerful you are because you've been busy surviving. Chosen one, you are not breaking, you are breaking through. You are not losing, you are being sharpened. You are not falling, you are rising. You are not alone, you are surrounded. Archangel Michael stands on your left, even now, sword drawn, intercepting attacks meant to destroy you. He has been blocking things you never saw, fighting wars you never felt, catching blows you never knew were coming. Gabriel is at your right, whispering clarity into the confusion, aligning your steps with divine instruction. He is releasing direction into your dreams and guiding your decisions with precision. Raphael is behind you, placing healing light over every wound you've carried, mending the invisible fractures, soothing the places you kept hidden from the world. You have not been fighting alone for a single moment, but you need to understand why this particular battle feels different. It is because it is different. This is not an ordinary attack. This is not another cycle. This is not another setback. This is the final battle before elevation. Your assignment is shifting. Your identity is stepping forward. Your season of hiding is ending. The enemy knows you are about to cross a spiritual threshold you cannot return from. When heaven opens a new chapter, the last battle is always the fiercest. The enemy will not waste time with small distractions. It will target your mind, your emotions, your relationships, your dreams, anything that can shake your confidence. But listen, this battle is not to destroy you, it is to reveal you. The tension you feel is the edge of transformation. The pressure you sense is the weight of the crown forming in the unseen. The resistance is the final test before release. Your spirit has been expanding, stretching, preparing itself for something bigger than you suspected. That tightness in your chest, preparation, that sudden urge to withdraw, protection, that longing for silence, alignment, that unexpected clarity you felt for a moment and then lost, revelation testing its roots. You are being refined, not ruined. And here, right here, is the anchor of this entire section. This battle is the last before your breakthrough. Hear it again, deeper this time. This is the final battle before your crown. Feel that truth settle in your spine like a warm surge of breath. Feel the strength rising inside you, steady and ancient, like something you forgot you carried. Feel the warrior in your bloodline stand tall inside your chest. Because once this battle ends, nothing, no voice, no memory, no fear, no chain will bind you again. Once this battle ends, the enemy loses access to the parts of you it once touched. Once this battle ends, your next chapter begins. You have been sensing this war in your spirit, because heaven has already declared your victory in the unseen. You are simply walking it out. Every attack, every setback, every storm has been a signpost, pointing towards something sacred about to unfold. You are being pushed, not backwards, but through. And now, chosen one, in the very center of this battle, in the eye of this storm, heaven has a message for you. Lean in. The Lord has something to say about this war you've been fighting. There is a divine response woven into everything you've endured. Let your breath steady. Let your heart open. Let your spirit listen. Because what comes next is not from me. It is what heaven has been waiting to speak into your soul. God says, come nearer. Still your breath. Let your spirit lean into the sound of my voice, because I have waited for this moment. Waited for the exact second your heart would be open enough, quiet enough, hungry enough to receive what I am about to speak. Hear me, my chosen. This is what heaven has been trying to tell you. This is what the angels have been circling around your life to guard. This is the message your spirit has been trembling for. Listen, for I, the Lord, speak to you now. I saw you cry last night. I saw the tear you wiped before anyone else could notice. I saw the moment your strength collapsed behind your eyes while your lips still formed a forced smile. You didn't tell anyone, but I saw the breaking. I saw the confusion. I saw the moment you whispered, God, what is happening to me? You thought no one heard your whispered prayer, but heaven caught every syllable. I counted every tear that left your eyelids. None of them fell unnoticed. I heard the prayer you never spoke out loud, the one you carried in your chest, the one shaped like a shaking breath, the one you were afraid would sound too desperate if you said it with your mouth. I heard it, I held it, I answered it long before you formed the words. I watched you survive battles designed to destroy you. You have no idea how many times my hand covered you when darkness tried to swallow your mind. You don't know the number of attacks that never reached your spirit because I intercepted them. You don't know how many betrayals I blocked, how many traps I disarmed, how many nights the angels stood guard at your bed while the enemy tried to break your sleep. You thought you were alone. You thought no one saw the weight you carried, but I was there, closer than breath, nearer than the pulse in your neck. I saw how they spoke against you. I saw how your name rolled into rooms poisoned by jealousy and misunderstanding. I saw the people you loved twist your intentions. I saw those you trusted mishandle your heart. I saw you break quietly so no one would feel guilty for what they did to you. And still, you showed kindness. Still, you forgave. Still, you gave. Still, you stood. My child, I saw everything. And now hear me clearly. I allowed the silence so you could learn to hear my whisper. When the world grew loud, you missed my voice. So I quieted your surroundings until my guidance became unmistakable. I allowed the separation so that those who were not aligned with your future would fall away. You begged me to preserve relationships that were hurting you. I had to peel certain hands off your destiny because their presence would have suffocated the calling on your life. I hid my hand so that your faith could grow roots. You kept asking, God, why aren't you speaking? But I was. In every delay, in every unanswered question, in every closed door, I was teaching you to trust me even when you could not see me. I removed certain people from your path not as punishment, but as protection. They could not go where I am taking you. Their influence would have distorted the next chapter, and I love you too much to let your destiny become contaminated. I closed the doors you cried over because behind them were traps you didn't see. I shifted your path because the one you were on was too small for the magnitude of what I placed inside you. Now listen to me with your whole spirit. I never left you, not for 1 second, not for one breath, not for one tear. My hand was over you even when you didn't feel me. My voice was guiding you even when you mistook it for your own intuition. My presence was closer than your shadow. When you felt alone, I was standing at your side. When you felt forgotten, I was whispering instructions into the depths of your spirit. When you felt broken, I was binding wounds you never had the courage to reveal. Every tear you cried was collected in my hands. Every heartbreak was noticed. Every disappointment was accounted for. Every loss was measured carefully. Nothing in your journey has been random. Everything has been forming you for what comes next. And now hear this with the fullness of your heart. I am restoring your name. Every place where it was stained, I will cleanse. Every room where it was whispered, I will redeem. Every person who misjudged you will witness what I do next in your life. I am lifting your head. The heaviness that pressed your spirit downward is breaking now. You have bowed under burdens that were never yours, but I am raising you up into a posture of strength. I am strengthening your spirit. Feel the weight lifting even now, the burdens dissolving, the confusion loosening its grip, the inner fog clearing like mist before the sun. I am sending peace into your home. The storms that visited your nights are losing their authority. The shadows that hovered at your door are leaving now. My peace is entering like soft light, like warm breath over still waters. I am healing what was wounded, those old places, those sharp memories, those unseen fractures. You will not bleed from old cuts in your new season. I am redeeming lost time, the years you thought were wasted, the seasons you mourned, the dreams you buried. I am resurrecting what truly belonged to you. Light will return to your mornings. Calm will return to your breath. Joy will return to your bones. And listen closely. I am placing you where your voice will matter. You have been silenced, minimized, underestimated. But I am positioning you in spaces where your presence will shift atmospheres. I am opening doors no one can shut. Not your enemies, not circumstances, not fear. I am sending the right people to cover you. People who see your worth, who honor your spirit, who walk in alignment with heaven's design for your life. I am breaking generational burdens. You will not carry what your ancestors carried. You will not repeat their cycles. You will not inherit their chains. I am bringing you into a season of clarity. Where confusion lived, revelation will reign. You will rise. You will overcome. You will walk in purpose. You will stand in authority. Michael says, the battle is won. Stand firm. Gabriel says, the instructions will come in your dreams. Raphael says, your heart is being mended. Now say this aloud, chosen one. Heaven knows my name. Say it again. I am chosen for this season. And if your spirit receives this, write in the comments, I receive this. Now breathe, slowly, gently. Let this word settle into your spirit like warm rain. Let it rest on you like light, because what comes next will anchor you deeper than ever before. Chosen one, breathe. Let that breath fall all the way into your chest. Let your shoulders drop. Let your spirit rest for a moment. You entered this message with weight, with questions, with pieces of yourself you weren't sure how to carry anymore, but you are leaving with clarity. Let the peace of God settle over you right now like warm hands pressing gently between your shoulder blades. Let your breath slow. Let your heart unclench. You are safe here. Something shifted in you today. You may not have the words for it yet, but your spirit knows. Feel how your chest feels lighter than it did before. Feel how the confusion that once tangled your thoughts has begun to break apart like smoke in sunlight. Feel how the heaviness is loosening quietly, steadily, without you forcing anything. Your heart feels different, doesn't it? Softer, brighter, more open. That is the sign. That is how you know heaven has touched you. Close your eyes for a moment. Breathe in, hold. Exhale. Let the change wash over you without resistance. Father, we seal this word over every soul listening right now. Heavenly Father, let your light cover them like the morning sun spreading slowly over still waters. Let your presence move through their homes like soft wind brushing curtains, like a gentle tide washing away everything that does not belong. Let peace enter their rooms. Let clarity fill their minds. Let healing flow into the wounds they never speak of, those hidden places that ache in silence. Touch their hearts where they cracked. Touch their breath where it tightened. Touch their memories where they learned to suffer quietly. Let protection surround them on every side. Go before them, walk beside them, stand behind them. Cover them with your wings, wings wider than fear, stronger than grief, brighter than any darkness that tried to cling to them. Let nothing formed against them stand. Let every assignment of confusion dissolve. Let every voice of shame break like old glass under your feet. Let every chain they carried fall off with the sound of freedom. Chosen one, release now. Release the fear. Release the guilt. Release the heaviness you've been gripping for years. Release the voice in your past that told you you weren't amount enough. Release the disappointment that shaped your breathing. Release the memories that taught you to hold your breath instead of trusting your heart. Release what was never yours to carry. Let it fall off you like dust shaken from old clothes. Let it dissolve like smoke carried away by wind. Let it break like rusted chains that no longer fit your spirit. You are not meant to walk into your next chapter carrying yesterday's weight. Feel the lightness now. Feel the lift. Feel how your spirit rises without strain. Healing is happening even now. Quiet as a whisper, deep as a river. And now, we seal this. I seal this breakthrough over your life. We seal this shift inside your heart. This revelation is now locked into your spirit. No enemy can steal what heaven has planted in you today. No shadow can undo what God has spoken. No fear can reverse what has awakened. You are covered. You are held. You are marked. Now say this with me, not to perform it, but to anchor it. Type this to seal it. I am chosen. Say this out loud, softly but firmly. I receive this word. Write in the comments, I am covered. Declare this with your spirit. Heaven knows my name. Let these words become a shield around you. Let them become a new rhythm inside your breath. Let them root themselves into the soil of your heart until they become the truth you walk in without hesitation. Chosen one, hear me with the depth of your being. You are safe. You are chosen. You are covered. You are protected. You are guided. Heaven walks with you. Your story is protected. Your path is not ordinary because you are not ordinary. Feel the warmth rising in your chest now. That is peace. Feel the stillness forming behind your eyes. That is clarity. Feel the soft glow in your spirit. That is divine covering. Rest now, chosen one. Let this word breathe through you like a gentle tide. Let your heart settle into the truth it has longed to hear. Let your spirit stretch out and rest in the arms that never dropped you. Go in peace. Walk lightly. Stay covered. And when your spirit hungers again, come back to this place. This door will always be open.